Oh, hey guys, I made a video here yesterday and I was distracted while doing it. I almost got through my video here today again, and I got a moped doing circles around and it overpowered my audio. Anyway, this is a site of the former Carousel dance hall. It could have been up there, but I think it was right here. It was located in a warehouse owned by Paul Myers Hardware. I think I'm related to them. Ori, Paul Myers, Senior and Junior, owned that business for 100 years or more. Junior at least lived up there diagonally across Sycamore and Locust from United Methodist Temple. The business was started by Albert Morandi, who also lived up in that neighborhood. Around 1967 or 68, he handed it off to Gene Petito, and the business operated until it burned in November 1972. Now, in the late 60s, early 70s, there were a lot of bars burning in Clarksburg. I don't know the circumstances of this. It held 1,000 people. 1,000-person music venue in a warehouse is a big city thing, and it was made possible by the fact that the building was already paid for. The rent was cheap. Use it for something. But when it burned, it burned. It was gone. The building was never replaced. You're not going to build a new building for a 1,200-person music venue unless you really got something great going on. When we tried to do that here in Clarksburg with the Robinson Grand, it cost us $25 million in construction, $450,000 a year in mortgage. The economics just weren't there. All around here, you can look and see where other buildings were in decades past that never got rebuilt. The warning signs were already flashing. Between 1950 and 1970, Clarksburg lost 25% of its population. It's continued. What business was opening to meet the existing demand, located at Rosebud or Tolley Plaza, out on the fringe? And restrictive building codes were put in place in the late 60s that would have probably prevented almost anything from going on in here. So when these buildings go, they're gone, and we lose the opportunity to put whatever business is possible in there. When Paul Myers Hardware store burned, it was located right up the street near the Robinson Grand. It too was made into a parking lot. It's between the VFW and a tax preparation place today. Losing old buildings is not just a thing that historic preservation, a hang up that people have on their history. It's actually an economic loss to the community, because we lose the opportunity to have things like this. When it's done by the government in the name of urban redevelopment, it's an even bigger loss, because that money we spent tearing buildings down like this. Large commercial buildings are expensive to demolish. That's money we could put toward a fire truck, a water main, a sewer main, streets, sidewalks, police. Anything would almost be better than demolishing a building in most cases. Have a happy Easter, blessed Sunday. I'll holler at you later.